We just finished digging up our potatoes. I was going to ask you what we just did, but I already told you, so. Anyhow, this was our potato patch. Still is, I guess. You can see some of them are still pretty small because not all of them were dead. But we decided to go ahead and dig them up. And we're going to add a second layer of wood around the top. Because this was only 2x6s, which means 5.5 inches. And if we can add another few inches on top, that will be much better for how our potatoes can grow. But let me show you what we got. So here's our potatoes, and by size, the golden ones, I think they're called Yukon Gold maybe, did the best. Not bad at all, are they? And the red potato plants were dead though. So I think it has a lot to do with how you hill them. And this is what we got without hilling them at all. Some of them are smaller. Some of them are super small, like that. Some of them are larger, but I don't think they're bad. So this is what we got out of an 8x8 plot. And we're gonna try and replant these. Some of these already started resprouting. So we're gonna plant these again. They wanna grow. And since they want to grow, we are going to plant them and see if we can get another crop of them out before November. They're fairly cold weather. See if we can get another harvest out. And we're gonna, first of all, cut them all up and get them ready to plant. Give it a couple of days, because if we can give it some time, the eyes can grow in the sunlight, because that's where they like to grow. If you don't like your potatoes getting eyes, it's probably because they're getting too much light or it's too warm. I'm just gonna take my knife and just start cutting them in about quarters, wherever the eyes are at. Probably should use a bigger knife. Okay. And one thing that I just learned from watching one of the YouTube videos was you always want to plant the eyes up. That is the part that's growing, like here. This here will be planted up towards the sun, because that's what they're reaching for, is light. This one here I injured with the fork, so that's definitely going to be one. So how's everybody's gardens doing? Ours? Not too bad. The potatoes are not doing as well, or excuse me, the potatoes actually exceeded my expectations, to be honest. I didn't have a lot of expectations because the soil isn't that deep. The raised bed is just not very conducive for it. And they've surprised me. The tomatoes have been disappointing. I've had a lot of plants die and I'm not sure why. So we've had this little bit of an issue here on our tomato plants. Like they've gotten really wilty. See that? And it started with 2 plants over here and then just kind of spread out to other ones. Have you had this issue? I would really like to know what it is and what we can do about it. We've had the black rot before on previous tomato other years, but that wasn't what this was. They just started wilting like something ate them from underneath. Angel's been working hard, and some of them she's had to actually kill or remove because they just start getting really wilted. And they look like, we don't see any bugs on them. They're just starting to wilt. How's the mosquitoes doing for you? And also, I hear that our friends in Kentucky, I'm really sorry to hear about all the floods and rain. I'm sorry to hear about that. We're praying. If you need help, post it in below. Maybe we can get something started to get people help. but it's going to be hard to help if we don't know what we can do. Speaking of Kentucky, we were actually just down there before the rains hit because Joel graduated from Navy Nuclear Power School, and we stopped back at the property while on our way back. That way we could change batteries. We saw some interesting pictures that we're going to be posting soon from the land. A couple of new animals, actually a new animal, and one of the videos we actually have both deer and gray heron in the same video. Oops. My dad had an aunt who, what she would do is just plant her peelings in the ground. I've never heard of anybody doing that before, but he said it always comes up for her. Now, my dad doesn't do that. After a couple days of leaving these sit out in the sun, we will go and plant them. By then, hopefully the other plants will all be dead that's in that section. One thing I also believe is that you could just take part and leave the small ones back in the ground and they'll actually reproduce themselves. You may not even need to do this. But for the sake of organized and making sure the potatoes get hilled, this might be necessary to do. It was the Yukon Golds who were really sprouting on their own. Not as many of the red. And I don't know what kind of red they are. It's just something we had planted before. We're going to do something. We're going to get the tractor out and we're going to push some dirt around. We harvested potatoes yesterday, and some of those were ready to grow again. So here is our pile of dirt, you can see, and the plan that we're going to do is to push the dirt over to this side, move the box, the frame, and till up the dirt underneath, put the dirt back, put the frame back, then build the frame higher, and then add mulch and stuff into it. Then plant potatoes. We're going to see if we can get all that done this evening. We're going to put the tarp down because it's easier to get the dirt out of the grass if we don't get it in the grass to begin with. Here I'm putting in ground staples that I had just made from wire. I put them on the corners and the middle of the tarp to hold it down. expect it to work? Oh. Did you latch me down?
Problem with quick attach is sometimes I forget to latch them.
Got some potatoes we missed. Keep finding more of them. This is why we need a better fork. I found some earlier today too. They slip right through here. We're going to lower these and we're going to dig down with those. So the same side's not rotting each year.
And this is one reason why I love the hydraulic top link.
This soil that was all hard underneath is all broken up now, and got some old clods of grass, but that's okay. Holds moisture. It's actually not bad soil, is it? There's quite a few inches of topsoil on here, and looks like some old grass, maybe some old manure, and some wood chips. We're gonna push back this dirt over here now, back onto it.
I have to be careful right here because I don't want to catch the canvas and start just tearing it.
We got most of the dirt off. The tarp worked, I think, pretty well, except for we tore out one of the grommets. But it cleaned up nicely. Huh, look at that, another potato. Tore up some of the tomato vines. These were growing wild anyway. Awesome. So this one here is a little short. Okay, beautiful. Now that we got the top part made, we need to push all the dirt out and spread it out. Now it's not enough dirt to fill this whole thing. These sides are quite a bit higher than they were, but should be enough to give us more potatoes. So we're going to push this all out with the tractor, I think, and we'll see if we can find some mulch or something else to mix with it. Our squirrels love to plant walnuts everywhere.
Did you see what I think these are right here? I think they're cantaloupe. There's one, let me see if I can find right there. See it? It looks like a cantaloupe tree.
Maybe. Is that the only one?
So far.
And you didn't plant it?
Nope.
Yeah. We don't plant the walnut trees and they all come up. Here's our seeds, and these are cut off from yesterday's diggings, and I want to get these back in the ground. I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, but today is August 2nd. And here's another potato. Okay, since today is August 2nd, we don't have much time to get these in and growing before the end of the growing season up here in our climate. Now the last ones I planted about 6 inches deep. I'm not going to go that deep this time, just because I want them to grow faster. They love this really soft soil, and I think that's really the only reason they actually did as well as they did, considering they only had 5.5 inches and I never hilled them at all. You want your eyes to face up towards the sun. Wherever they're growing, have them face up towards the sun. That's the way they're trying to grow. I think we're all planted. We're ready to wait. Hopefully in a week we will see activity happen that aren't weeds, and we'll give it a good soaking down if the rain doesn't come. Anybody need any more seed potatoes? Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Look what Angel got. Peaches off of our new peach trees we planted last fall. I think those are the ones we planted at night and weren't sure if we planted them straight. Still not sure we planted them straight. We've got ears of corn. We'll see how that ends up doing, considering last year the coons attacked it. What are they?
Fried potatoes from our garden.
All right.
The onions are not.